Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing great. We're here to talk about Marvel and there are so many things to say, so let's just dive in immediately. So I first entered the MCU with Captain America, surprisingly. I always loved Spider-Man, like Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, but those aren't the MCU technically, like even though now they kind of are, I guess. I really started watching the movies, Marvel movies, with Captain America, First Avenger, fell in love with Chris Evans, never stopped loving him since. I watched Avengers and I was like, okay, so all those characters I do not know about, I'm gonna have to watch their movies, but I was like, maybe it's not that important. So I watched Avengers 2 and I was like, okay, I really don't understand every references. I'm gonna have to watch them all. And that's pretty much how it all started. And now I know every movie and have watched every movie and TV shows that they have made. Well, not exactly, but we'll talk about that later. So I'm gonna talk about the 4 phases of Marvel. The first phase, obviously I really liked because it was basically introducing us to those main characters. Second phase was more about like developing those characters and getting to know new characters. Then there's phase 3, who was like basically getting us to Endgame. So you have all those characters that we introduced you in phase 1 and phase 2. And phase 3 is about like getting them slowly together and then having the movie Endgame. And phase 4 is basically the trauma after Endgame. Also introducing us to new characters, new generations, because we're getting a lot of like young Avengers. Also having some used to be secondary characters who are becoming main characters. Thank God for that. And phase 4 is also about new platforms with Disney Plus, and that I really enjoy. So yeah, what I like about the new era, like I said, is Disney Plus, the new TV shows. I love having those secondary characters become main characters, especially when it's Wanda, the queen, and Loki, the king. Even though I am very sentimental to our OG Avengers, I am still open to discovering those new young Avengers. There are also more female characters who are getting their spotlight, and it's really showing more like powerful, strong women from all around the world. And I really do obviously really like this part because when you look about it in phase 1, it was men, still men. So it's pretty good to have some strong women out there, and Wanda's killing them all. I also obviously love the multiverse, so now they can do everything that they want. Creating the multiverse was genius, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with that. Oh, what I also don't like about this era is it was already hard at the time to understand everything because there were so many movies and so many side movies that you had to really connect to get to understand everything. But now the more time flies, the more movies and the more content they're creating. So it is becoming very overwhelming. And now you have also the new platform, so Disney Plus. You don't just have to watch movies now, you also have to watch the TV shows, and introducing a lot of new characters in so little time. It is getting a bit like messy, but I mean, it's Marvel and we love them for that. What I haven't watched yet, What If, because I'm so attached to the actors that I don't know if I would really like the animated version. I'm probably gonna watch at some point because apparently there are some good storylines. So I might watch it, but I haven't done it yet, especially if there's gonna be a second season, so I should, you know, get to it. I haven't watched Moon Knight either, and that's basically just because I don't know him. And it's very little-minded of me to think that, but I don't know him, I don't know the actor. It doesn't make me want to see it, but I know that I'm gonna have to at some point. I mean, I didn't want to watch Iron Man at first, and I had to, and I didn't hate him, I just didn't like love him. I know I'm gonna have to do it eventually, but I don't have like the willpower for now. And I also never watched The Incredible Hulk. But I know that a lot of us fan of Marvel, we kind of joke around saying that he's not part of the MCU for us because it's not Mark Ruffalo, and I love Mark. He is like the cutest, and you know, he's daddy. I shouldn't say that. Jeez. I haven't watched Mrs. Marvel yet. It has just come out, I think, when I'm shooting this video. I don't know her. I don't really know her storyline, but I know that I will watch it eventually because I know it's going to be useful for the Captain Marvel 2 movie, so I am going to watch her eventually. What I'm looking forward to seeing in the future is definitely Agatha, because of how much I loved WandaVision, how much I love Wanda, and I'm pretty sure Wanda is going to be a part of it. Definitely Loki too, because how much I loved the first Loki, and I'm still waiting for answers. I was so sure that he was going to be in Doctor Strange: The Multivers of Madness because there were rumors about it, and because he kind of like was the reason, well, Sylvie was the reason that the multiverse was created, but I thought that he would be part of this movie, but not at all. So I'm really waiting for like the rest of his storyline, and love Tom Hiddleston. There are so many actors that I love in the Marvel universe. I mean, they're so good at picking very talented and very good looking actors and actresses, because Elizabeth Olsen deserves a fucking Oscar. And on that note, I do also really look forward to watching her movie. It's not confirmed officially, but there are so many talks about it and so many rumors about it, and so many people are so attached to her character that they better do a fucking Scarlet Witch movie. And I'd be the first in line. And what movie intrigues me, I'm not like particularly like excited, but they do intrigue me. So obviously there's Thor 4, because, you know, I mean, like I said, I do love the OGs, so I'm happy to have like a little OG still standing after all of them just... Also Black Panther, because of the passing of Chadwick. I wonder how they're gonna turn their story. Again, talking about the OGs, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, want to know how all of this ends, how it's going with Gamora. Captain Marvel 2, also want to know how they introduce Monica and probably Mrs. Marvel as well. Like, how are they all three going to come together? Pretty intrigued. And Captain America 4, because I love so much Sam as Captain America. I wasn't surprised when I watched Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I knew that in the comics he would become Captain America. Even though Falcon and Winter Soldier was not that good of a TV show, I did like the ending, and I am really attached to those two together, and even the actors together, they have such chemistry.
You ever see a guy this handsome walk in the streets, he's gonna get arrested because he's killing all the ladies. Look at that. Pow, 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 pow.
So I really can't wait to see Sam as Captain America, and there are rumors of Chris Evans possibly coming back. Please make it happen. So my favorite characters, if it wasn't obvious enough, I think the first one is now Wanda. It used to be Steve, but Wanda has become such a powerful and strong woman. I never thought it would taken Steve Rogers out of his first place, but I'm sorry, Steve. Wanda is my number 1 now. You are still number 2. Do not worry, you are still my number 2. I guess number 3 would be Loki. So I do like, you know, layered characters who are kind of like good, but also a bit bad. Then I guess Peter Parker, because I love the Spider-Mans. I mean, those were the first movie I watched, so I do love, and I am really attached to the whole Spider-Man universe, franchise, whatever franchise they are. I love their stories, even though I do have my preferences. And then kind of like on the same level, I'd say Natasha, Sam, and Yelena. Natasha, because of like once again her whole backstory, and I do love Scarlett Johansson. Sam, like I said, the actor, I love him so much. Anthony Mackie is like hilariously. Have you seen like interviews of him? He is hilarious. I love him so much.
Show me a picture of the round brown. Booyakasha!
Oh, God.
Pull that out, the whole room get dark, homie.
Yelena, I really started to like her. She's kind of like the next Natasha, I guess, or in her own way, because they are still kind of different, but I like badasses, bad bitch side. I really do like that about her, and really looking forward to see where they bring her next. Favorite movies, I guess Spider-Man No Way Home, because I was waiting for this one so much, and there was so much anticipation and excitement and rumors around it, and then we got exactly what we wanted. Then on the same level, Avengers Endgame. I know a lot of people criticize these movies because they're only fan service, but personally, I love it, and that's what makes me love them. Then I'd say Avengers Infinity War. I put it in 3rd place because it was very sad at the end, and I think afterwards I'd say Avengers Age of Ultron. We got introduced to Wanda and Vision, so yeah, definitely those 4 are definitely my 4 favorites. And my favorite show, again, no surprises, WandaVision and Loki. And yes, I'm not biased because those are my favorite characters, but I did love WandaVision. I thought that this TV show was a masterpiece in a way it was created, and all those references there were to those old sitcoms. And as a huge sitcom fan myself, I loved being there and being like, oh, I know the references. I know what it reminds me of. Get the references to Bewitched, to Full House, to Malcolm and to Modern Family. I did catch those, and I did really, like, you know, my nostalgic heart really liked it. The storyline, of course, I loved getting to know more about Wanda and getting to know her intentions. And on the other hand, I loved Loki. I need to watch it again because there are so much information, and the whole TVA like storyline is kind of like hard to grasp. The whole multiverse being created, the introduction to variants and everything. I was way more into those two shows than I was with the others. Maybe because they are my favorite characters. And lastly, I want to give a little word on the Multivers of Madness because I didn't make a video on it specifically, but there are things I wish to say. I was really excited to see it, and I was angry because of how Wanda was treated in this movie. I respect their work, and I know that it was meant to be, she was meant to be evil because of everything that happened to her and because of like the strength of the power. It's written. But I was angry because I found the whole movie hypocritical.
You break the rules and become a hero. I do it and I become the enemy. That doesn't seem fair.
I think it's a great representation of the whole movie about women being blamed for things that when men do it, they're praised for. It is life. This is how it is. But as a woman and as a Wanda fan, I was really frustrated during this whole movie that they were trying to make us feel like she was a villain. You're trying to stop a mother from getting to her child. How do you think she's gonna react? And yes, I know it's not her child in her universe, but in her universe, she doesn't have anyone. And she had this small grasp of having children and it was taken away from her. So of course she wants to go back to it. Okay, so you're all allowed to be happy and you're all allowed to have what you want, but she can't. Obviously she's gonna get angry. But anyway, she got her revenge and she killed all those jerks and idiots. She's definitely like the most powerful character there is, and people are still saying, yeah, Thor is the strongest. Really? Captain Marvel was supposed to be the strongest, and you saw how she killed that one out. Like, please, she is the strongest, period. I'm really intense. Like, when I love someone, I really love them. And when I hate them, I really hate them. I don't have to be this extra, but I am. I was disappointed with the movie because also the cameos were pretty expected. Either it's because we got spoiled too early, but I was surprised by none of them. I liked seeing Wong again, and damn it, the man is supporting the whole MCU on his shoulders. Like, he's everywhere and he's saving everybody's asses. He has to clean up everyone's messes, and I'm like, poor dude. We got introduced to America Chavez, and personally, I found her really annoying because, you know, she was the reason why everybody was saying that Wanda was evil. You know, I mean, yeah, she was trying to kill the girl, but I mean, the girl was pretty annoying anyways. I mean, she couldn't control her powers, and she was like in everybody's business. That's just my opinion. That's kind of like harsh, but yeah. And the one thing that I didn't understand about this whole movie is the MCU confirmed that Wanda was able to travel between the multiverse. And yet this whole movie was based on the fact that Wanda wanted to take America's abilities. And I talked about it with my dad, and he was like, maybe she has this ability and she doesn't know it yet, which would be kind of like, then there was no point to this movie if she had known. Is Agatha gonna teach her how to do it? Because I know that eventually Agatha is going to be Wanda's teacher. I mean, that's how it is in the comics. So yeah, this video is over. I hope it wasn't too long, but there were so many things to say about like this whole universe, and I really like try to make it as short and as concise as I could. Please comment below who's your favorite character in the movie. If you agree with me on the Multiverse of Madness, I would love to talk about this. I'll maybe do another Marvel theme video, but this time maybe more precise on specific character or movies. I don't know. Tell me if you would like to see that. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe once again, and I will see you next time, you guys. Bye.